takes. Sometimes we make our mistakes, and now the journey awaits. So don't you wanna come with me? Come with me. We'll make our way to the top. We'll never break, never stop. And when we get to the spot, we'll know we made it there together. We'll remember forever that life is but a dream. And isn't it amazing? Oh, life can be amazing. Oh, I feel my heartbeat racing. I'll fly soaring ever higher. I can light my inner fire, and then we'll see what happens now. What happens now? And then we'll see what happens now. What happens now? Watch what happens now. It's amazing, oh, it's amazing. It's amazing, it's amazing. It's amazing, it's amazing. Whoa, it's amazing, oh, it's amazing. It's amazing, it's amazing. It's amazing, it's Watch what happens now.
Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our info session with our Career College VICCC, and that is Vancouver International College Career Campus. And I have two beautiful ladies with me today here. Our college director, Melissa, and our academic manager, Catherine, is here with us today. Hello, ladies. How are you today?
Hi, Elias. Hi, Catherine. Doing well.
Thanks for joining me today, first of all. So today we're going to talk about VICCC, our programs, updates from our VIC Career College, latest developments, and what we have been doing since we reopened our campuses back in July. We're going to talk about our co-op programs, our requirements, and all that. So before we go into the details, can we get to know you first?
Sure. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us at our career campus today in Vancouver. It's, I think, a little bit sunny out today. And I rode the SkyTrain into work today. Everyone was wearing masks and keeping social distance, and it felt safe and friendly and comfortable.
Great. And Catherine?
Yeah, it's a beautiful day. I can see the sun coming in the window here. We're just getting ready we're preparing for a new intake next month, and we're pretty excited to welcome some new students on campus.
Great. All right. Before we talk about our programs, I just want to talk about the updates with our VICCC campus. We have a brand new campus now here at Seymour. So Melissa, can you give us a bit more updates about this?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So VIC, for those that don't know, VIC has been around for over 20 years. Originally, we were an ESL language college, And in the last 10 years, we've merged with some other schools and developed new programs. And now we are exclusively a career college. We're sister schools with Sprott Shaw College, who also offer career training programs, and with Sprott Shaw Language College, who do the ESL. In our family, we also have GEC student housing. So I feel like we're part of a complete package for students who want to come to Canada, experience living in Canada, study and improve their English, and work towards building their career. I think later on, Catherine's going to talk a little bit about our co-op program and the different work opportunities that are still happening in Canada, regardless of what's going on with COVID.
Okay, that's great. Can we talk about our programs right now here at VIC and what we have done for our students since we reopened back in July, and in what format we are teaching our students right now? Can you give us a bit of this?
For sure. So when COVID first hit in March, we didn't close down programs at all. We immediately went online with our programs, and all our teachers that teach at VIC are really experienced long-term teachers. They really enjoy teaching face-to-face, but they were able to transition online really seamlessly. I'm really proud of the team that we have here, and we got really great feedback from all of our students at how seamless it was moving online. So until I think June or July was when we were able to return. July was when we were able to return to campus from teaching online. And since then, some of our programs have been offered online, some of them have been in class, and some of them have been taught hybrid, so a combination of both. At the moment, we have our Advanced Global Business Expertise program, and that program is being taught on campus. But we are able to also offer hybrid for a select number of the modules. And the same applies to our customer service program, customer service professional. That program is being taught on campus, and we will be offering it hybrid starting next month for several modules as well. We have a great Tesl teacher training program, and at the moment that one is going to be offered on campus. If demand requires, we would be happy to also run classes online for Tesl. And our interpreting and translation program for Korean students is being taught on campus next month as well. And that one has worked well both on campus and hybrid. So really we have solutions for students who want to be on campus and feel safe. We follow all the WorkSafe BC guidelines and have COVID safety measures in place, like wearing a mask, social distancing. Students and staff both have to check in every morning, and students do a temperature check when they arrive. So the campus, I feel really proud and confident coming to our campus about how safe it is. Right now I'm talking to you alone in my office, so I don't have a mask on, but any other time I always have a mask on. And for students who are overseas and want to join us and not able to travel yet, it's a great option to begin your studies online and then come to Canada when you can, or just complete your studies online. That's, I guess, the silver lining of COVID is that it has allowed us to explore with technology and open some new doors.
Okay, and I just want to ask, because we get a lot of questions from students and our partners all around the world, if they're able to travel to Canada and study at VICCC?
Yes. So right now, students are able to come to Canada. They have to have a COVID test first, and they have to do 2 weeks self-isolation beforehand. VIC, we have a great student support services team, and students are fully guided through this whole process and supported. We have strict guidelines that we follow for the government here in terms of monitoring and making sure everyone is safe. And as well, now we keep hearing news about the vaccine. Of course, it's starting with the highest needs people being vaccinated first, but they're rolling it out. It's becoming it's coming to us free, so you won't have to pay for it in BC. And I think I wrote down today, there's another update today from the government about COVID and the vaccine, but right now BC's cases of COVID-19 are declining.
Great. So in short, if students want to study in Canada on campus, they can do so with us at VICCC. All they have to do is apply to our school, apply for their visas, and then all they need is they need a PCR COVID-19 test 72 hours prior to their flights. And then we'll take care of the rest. We'll arrange their homestays, their quarantine period, and if they want, they can stay at our GEC residences, which is a walking distance to our VICCC and SSLC campuses, only like 10-15 minutes.
Sorry, we also have a great accommodation coordinator who talks with our students that are in quarantine every single day, sends you new activities that you can do from your quarantine site. We want to make sure that when you're self-isolating, you don't feel totally isolated. As much as possible, we want you to feel like you're already part of our school.
Yeah, and I wanted to mention this as well. Students can travel to only to study in Canada, but if their schools are listed on the new DLI list with a COVID-19 preparedness plan, so can you just briefly touch base on that as well?
So our COVID-19 safety plan?
Like how, just the DLI thing.
Okay.
We are approved, we are on that approved list.
Yeah, we are a designated learning institution, a DLI. That means that we were a DLI even before COVID hit, and since COVID happened, we have new safety measures that we have to follow. We were one of the first schools that were granted DLI again with our COVID safety plan. It's posted on our website, so if you are a student considering coming to Canada or a parent considering sending your child to Canada, you can read and see exactly what procedures we follow to ensure our students and staff are safe. Great.
So if students want to come to Canada, study and work, they can do so with VICCC.
Yeah, you have to attend a designated learning institute. If you're not a DLI, it's not possible.
We got this back in early December, I believe. Can you tell us about our programs, what we teach at VICCC, what programs we offer to our students, and how can they benefit from these programs? What can they do with it? Can you please guide us through our programs?
Sure. So both of us are referring to our school as VIC and VICCC, so maybe I'll start with that. VIC, Vancouver International College, was originally an ESL language school, and it has been around for over 20 years. And now we are a full career training campus. So the CC is added on for our career campus. We offer career training programs such as advanced global business expertise, which is a co-op program, advanced customer service professional, another co-op program, and then different variations of that program where you can either just study or study and do a practicum, different lengths. So we have both short program options and long-term program options for those programs. We also offer several different teacher training programs, Tesl teacher training. We have Tesl Advanced Online, which if you complete that and you have a university degree, you get your Tesl Canada certification. You can apply for that. We have several shorter Tesl modules, and we have an interpretation and translation for Korean students.
Great, so many program options for our students. So what do our students learn in these programs? How, what can they do with this? How do we help them achieve their goals?
So the goal of any of our programs is providing our students with employable skills. So whether they want a career in business or in marketing, or whether they just want work experience in Canada, maybe working as a barista or at a hotel, whatever your employable skill goals are, we have a program that will help you achieve that. We also have a really great student services team who will meet with students and advise students, kind of explore what programs we have and what will be the best fit for you. And we have a great co-op coordinator. So if you do want work experience in Canada, the co-op coordinator is there to help you step by step from interview prep, job placement, job searching, job placement, different reviews throughout the process, and following up to make sure that you're totally satisfied with your experience.
So this is what I wanted to ask you. When can students join our school, our programs? So what are our intake times? So is it like every month, every 4 weeks, or every 3 months? I wanted to ask you that. And what are the entrance requirements to our programs?
You want to reply, Catherine? Sure, you go for it.
So we do student intake every 4 weeks, which is usually about once a month, depending on where the dates fall. So students can start every 4 weeks. That's the answer to that question. The entrance requirements for, I'll just talk about AGBE and CSP for now.
Okay.
So they need to reach a certain level. We have an entrance test that students take to see if they meet that level. And also they do an interview either with me or one of our other staff to test their English language speaking skills specifically. So for AGBE, you would think about an IELTS level 6, and for ACSP, an IELTS level 4.5. But students don't need to have an IELTS test to enter the course. As I said, we have our own entrance test that students can take.
Great. So if they're not sure what their levels are, they can always reach out to us. We can send them an online test and then arrange an interview, and then we can tell them if they're a good fit for our program. So not.
Yeah.
Other than that, other than the English requirements, do we ask for their transcripts, or do we require anything else?
If they have done a TOEIC or TOEFL or IELTS test previously, we can take those scores and use them, provided they're within a certain time period. Other than that, we don't need any transcripts from other university courses or high school, anything like that.
We just they just need to complete their high school.
Yeah.
Basically, pretty much. Okay, great. So we have intakes every 4 weeks, so that's very flexible. You know, they can come and start any month. So that's really great for our students. Okay, so we talked about the admission requirements and our start dates. So I want to talk about the co-op portion with you, Catherine.
Okay,
Uh,
so
what is co-op? I get this question a lot. What is co-op or work and study?
yeah, so what is co-op? So when students come, they start and they either do a 6-month in-class academic portion for AGBE, or they do a 7-month in-class portion for a CSP. So
Mhm.
that's the getting all the foundations and skills that they'll need.
Mhm.
Once they finish their in-class portion, they then move on to the co-op. Co-op is a work experience or work term. So students will take all of the skills and all of the knowledge that they've practiced and learned in class and then go out into their work placement and use those skills and practice those skills.
And do we arrange this co-op job for our students, or are they on their own?
They're not on their own.
Okay.
As we mentioned earlier, students are they meet with the co-op coordinator, and they meet with that co-op coordinator before they start the work term. So when they first start, usually in their first week, they meet with the co-op coordinator, and co-op coordinator will guide them through all of the things they need to know before they get started, so nothing's a surprise. So a few times in their in-class studies, they'll meet with the co-op coordinator. And then when they're ready to start the co-op portion, of course, students need to maintain a certain average score during their academic term at 70%. They'll be able to enter the co-op term, and we will arrange or help them arrange interviews. We have a third-party company that we work with that helps students set up interviews. So they're not finding interviews on their own. They're being arranged with them, for them. Some students find their own jobs. They have to be approved, but the co-op coordinator really helps the students to find the placements.
I also get this question a lot because students hear this from perhaps other schools, if the co-op job is guaranteed or not. I hear this term a lot, but is this a guaranteed job placement or what is it?
So co-op term, we will help with the interviews. We help a lot, as Melissa said, with interview practice and resume writing. However, when the student goes to the interview, that's their chance to shine, and we can't guarantee a placement, but we can set up the student to be very well prepared for the interview and to get a job.
So we guarantee the interview for them. And how many interviews?
3 interviews.
3 interviews, okay.
Yeah, sometimes.
So students study at our programs, either at AGB or CSP from the start. They sit down with our co-op coordinator. They have an orientation in their first week. They work on their resumes. They gather all the required documents, and even in our modules in the course, they learn about interview skills, right? Resume building and all that. So they will be fully prepared.
Yes.
I also get this question as well. So they can work part-time during their studies, either during the first 6 or 7 months, depending on their programs. So we also help them find a part-time job in the beginning.
Yeah, a lot of students work part-time because, of course, they will have a study permit along with their work permit. So they can work up to 20 hours per week while they're in class. And because of the schedule, a lot of students can work easily starting in the afternoons.
Okay, so in AGBE, Global Business Expertise, first 6 months, they study and they can work part-time for 20 hours. And the second half of the program, they get to work full-time.
Yes.
And same thing with customer service professional, first 7 months, they study and then work part-time, and then second half, they work full-time.
Yeah.
So we say they work full-time in the second half, but how many months is this 6 months of full-time work and 7 months of full-time work, or is there specific hours for this?
So the hours are defined. So for AGBE, students can work between 400 and 636 hours. So there's a bit of a range.
Mhm.
For ACSP, they need to work 560 hours.
Okay, all right. But as far as I know, they can work full-time at a
Yes,
co-op job, but they can get their 20 hours towards their co-op and the rest from their study permit, so they can stretch their,
yeah,
right? They can stretch their time to full 6 or 7 months, but they cannot
Yes,
go beyond 6 or 7 months.
yeah. The study portion and the academic portion, in-class portion need to be the same. Or the study portion can't be shorter than the, that's what I want to say. Study portion can't be shorter than the work term.
Okay, great. So you touched base on finding a placement for our students. How does this really work? Can you talk quickly about this procedure?
Yeah, briefly, I'll say we work with our partner, Experience Education, and they will set up interviews for the students. We'll
Mhm.
say 3.
Mhm.
So what that means is they have a bank of different job placements that have been vetted and reviewed and checked so that they're safe for the student to, as a safe place for the student to work. So they'll draw from that based on what the student is interested or what the student wants to focus on
Mhm.
during their work experience term.
Mhm.
And so they'll set up the interviews, student goes to the interview, they get some result back, either yes or no. The student can accept the job or maybe decide to try one more time.
Okay, and employers report to us or to EE, and we monitor our students' progress in their job placements, right?
Yes, when they go to the job placement, it's
Mhm.
not like they're alone.
Okay.
They co-op coordinator checks in with them regularly, as well as our placement partner, and make sure that they're getting the experience that they need to get, and
Mhm.
also they're reporting their hours and making reports back to the school as well. It's part of their co-op term.
And this is one of the most common questions regarding co-op. Students connect with us and, okay, great, I can work and study. I can study and work in Canada at VIC, but what kind of jobs I'm able to find in Canada, especially in Vancouver, here in Vancouver? Where can I work? What kind of job placements there are available outside? So either Melissa or Kathy, you can both answer to this question from your experience. I know that it's huge. The list is huge.
Yeah.
But what kind of sectors do our students usually work in?
I can give a few. We've had students working in schools and music schools. We've had students working in social media for tech companies or for social media promoting for restaurants.
Mhm.
We've had students working in hotels and restaurants, shipping companies. The list is very long.
I think it's such a variety, and we along with EE Experience Education really try to customize for each student. One other thing I wanted to mention, we were talking about how all students get 3 interview opportunities arranged through EE. And usually when students are approaching their first interview, they come to the co-op coordinator and they express they're really anxious about it, you know, doing an interview in English. And often now with COVID, the first interview is done over the phone or online through a platform like Zoom. And students are uncomfortable maybe speaking in English through those technologies, but the co-op coordinator supports the student. And out of all of our students that go through the 3 interview process, the majority of them usually have a job after their first interview. We have the 3 interview process in place in case something doesn't work out, but the majority of our students are satisfied with their first interview and job placement.
I haven't experienced this, but what if they happen to fail all 3 interviews, let's say? Do we give them another chance, or what course of action do we take in these cases?
I haven't experienced, I haven't experienced that either, actually. I think the only time that this would happen, there would have to be some kind of extreme situation. Mm-hmm. So if the student had a personal issue or something related to COVID and the workplace had to terminate the employment for health and safety reasons, something extreme. So of course, at VIC, our policy is to handle things case by case. We have really clear policies to ensure that students are treated safely and fairly. Those are all posted on our website, but our goal here is really to be student-centered and make sure that students feel supported from the moment they apply to our school all the way through to graduation and even beyond.
Great. Okay, so students come here, study with us, and they complete their co-op and they're done. They get their diploma from us. And then what do they do? What can they do if they want to stay in Canada and continue living here and working here? What kind of options do they have after VICCC programs? Melissa.
I'm not sure what you're looking for, Elias.
Spracha and CP.
Okay. Do you want to ask me again? You can edit it.
So our students come here, study with us at VICCC. They do their co-ops and they complete everything and they get a diploma from us. And then what can they do with our diploma here? And they decided to continue living in Vancouver and working here. What can they do after VIC?
So after VIC, it depends a little bit on the program that you've completed, mm-hmm. But in general, we have a great option that we're sister schools with one of BC's longest standing colleges, Sprott mm-hmm. Shaw College. They've mm-hmm. been in the industry since 1903, and they have a huge number of programs. So if they want to continue their studies, students can seamlessly move from our school to Sprott Shaw College, mm-hmm. as well as we are partners now with City University. They are originally from Seattle, USA, and they have a campus now in downtown Vancouver. And so we have some great opportunities for students to continue their studies there post-secondary. For our Tesl Advanced Online program, again, I think I mentioned earlier, the students, if they have a university degree mm-hmm. and they complete our Tesl Advanced program online, then they can apply for Tesl Canada accreditation, which is required to teach English in Canada.
Great. So once they complete our co-op programs, they can either go to our Sprott Shaw College, continue studying, or they can go to City University, our pathway partner, and then get a bachelor's degree from City University, Bachelor of Arts in Management. They can transfer their VICCC credits to CTU. I believe they transfer up to 70 credits for both AGB and ACSP. And then they'll just have to complete a few more courses. and get their bachelor's degree from Canada, and then apply for post-graduation work permit and get a work permit up to 3 years and start working in Canada. And after that, if they want to immigrate, they have options there.
Right. So it's designed to be a time efficient and seamless process. So start at VIC and build your career skills and get your foot in the door to studying in Canada, and then move up to either Sprott College or a city university and continue your higher education there.
So Melissa, why should students choose VIC over other career colleges?
This is probably my favorite question. It gives me the opportunity to brag a little bit about something that I'm so proud of. At VIC, we have long-term instructors who have been teaching their programs for many years. They've upgraded their skills over time, so they stay on top of their game, but they've taught the program so long that they know it inside and out. All of our instructors are really personable and really care about each individual student. When you come to VIC, we really want you to feel like you're joining a part of a family or a team, and we want you to feel comfortable, whether that's with the COVID safety procedures or whether it's with your instructor and being able to communicate on how you're feeling about your program, and where you're at in terms of reaching your goals, or if it's talking to our advisors about what you want to do around the city, or reaching your post-secondary goals and beyond. So we just are, I think a student should choose VIC because we really care, and we want our students to feel that they are cared for.
And they can also take advantage of our promotional prices.
Yes.
It's very affordable for them, and obviously they get to study and work at the same time. So they would, offset most of their expenses here in Vancouver. So it's very affordable, and they can take an advantage of this. They can cover their tuition fees plus their living expenses by working part-time during their studies and full-time during their co-op. So that's also another advantage.
Right. And I think one other thing that we really wanted to mention is that all of our program information and information about our school is on our website, vancouver.college. And all of our application information is online. You can either fill out our application form online, or you can send an email to info@viccc.ca. Or if you're local in Vancouver and you want to come in and talk to one of our advisors, or even myself or Catherine, you can call the school or email the school and set up an appointment to do so. That we would just love to see you here.
Great. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Elias. Thank you, Catherine.
Hello, hi, and welcome. Welcome to VIC Vancouver International College Career Campus. My name's Elena, and I teach the customer service program, and I'm really happy to have you here. So let me tell you a few things about customer service. In customer service in our program, we learn about such things as food and beverage. We learn about hospitality. We learn about tourism and how to give a tour and all of that. And we just learn how to speak to people, how to communicate well, how to listen, how to handle people's complaints. So a lot of things that happen in our program. And one thing that we also focus on is leadership. So I'd like to talk about leadership a little bit. So let me share my screen here with you. Give me a moment. And hopefully you can see, whoops. Okay, hopefully you can see my screen here. And there are some students that have taken the program before and have gone on very successfully. Some have stayed in Canada and some have chosen to go back to their home country. Okay, so whoops. With leadership, there are many definitions of leadership, right? If you were to look online, you would probably see hundreds, 200 maybe definitions. So this is the one that I like a lot. So leadership is the ability to motivate a group of people to act toward a common goal. So key word here is motivate, get people excited, and a group and a goal. So getting everyone to work together for one thing. So that goal might be to something like get more money for the company. That goal could be try to increase the level of customer satisfaction. So there are many things of which the goal can be, but the key thing is that you are getting everyone excited to reach it together. Okay. So when we think of leaders, we often think of leaders of countries, right? So we might think of someone like this, someone like this, or even someone like this. So leaders in Germany, a former in the US, and former in the South Africa. So that's true. Leaders do lead countries. Leaders also lead people. Leaders lead companies. True. So we think of leaders of people. We can think of Gandhi, for example, or maybe Martin Luther King Jr. Absolutely, these are our definition of who a leader is. And then when we think of companies, we can think of people, maybe you know this one. It's Bill Gates. Okay, I was waiting for you to figure that one out. This is actually the CEO of Pepsi, very large American company. And this is the current CEO of Apple. And when I say CEO, I mean the Chief Executive Officer, and that's the highest position, highest manager in a company. Okay, so we've talked about leaders of countries, leaders of people, and leaders of businesses, but we also need to think that when we're a leader, we can do big acts of leadership, like leading that country, but also being a leader is about showing smaller acts of leadership. So you're at a company, maybe you're not the boss. That's okay. A new person comes in and they want to know, how do I use the photocopier? Or where should I eat lunch? Helping that person, showing that person what to do, that's leadership. It's a small act that we need in order to make our coworkers feel comfortable. So small acts of leadership are very important. Another way of having a small act of leadership is when you're with your friends and maybe there's a group of you and you need to decide, where should you guys eat? Where should you eat? Should you have sushi? Should you have pizza? What should you have? So maybe this time you make the decision. That's an act of leadership. Now I'm getting hungry. Okay, so I want to see how you are with your leadership. Let's do a little quiz. Okay, I've got 20 questions for you. And for each question, I want you to write down your points. So you'll have 5 choices. If you think the sentence that you see is true or almost always true for you, write down 5 points on your paper. If you think it's usually true, 4 points, sometimes true, 3 points, usually not true, 2 points, or never true, 1 point. Okay, keep track of your points all through these 20 questions. So we're going to find out, do you feel you're a leader? Or do you feel you're not a leader yet? So here we go. Question 1. I enjoy working on teams. Now, this can be in your home country, in Canada, anywhere. It could be when you're speaking in your first language or in English, doesn't matter. Just in general, do you enjoy working on teams? If it's always true or almost always true, write down 5 points, okay? And if it's never true, 1 point and all of the things in between. Okay, so here we go. Let's go to number 2. I'm able to speak clearly to others in whichever language you want. So write down your points. And at the end, we'll add them up. Okay, question 3, here we go. Whoop. I enjoy talking and listening to others. So please decide. Always true, usually true. Okay, moving on to question number 4. I'm good at planning, at scheduling, organizing. Please decide. Okay, there are 16 more questions to go, so please make sure you write down your points. Number 5, I can understand rules. So if someone tells you the rule is don't smoke here, okay, I understand that. Maybe I follow it, maybe I don't, but I understand the rules. Okay, number 6, I feel comfortable asking others for advice. So this means you can go to other people and say, I'm not sure what to do. Can you help me? So if you feel comfortable asking people, give yourself 5 points. Okay, number 7, I enjoy collecting and analyzing information. So this means you like to research and get information, and then you like to look at the information and try to make a conclusion. Okay, I have all of this information about restaurants. Now I'm going to study this information and decide which restaurant seems the best, for example. Okay, if you like researching and analyzing, please give yourself a 5. If you don't like it, give yourself a 1 or something in between. You ready? Okay, number 8. I'm good at solving problems. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's go to number 9. I'm comfortable writing notes and emails to my coworkers. Again, this can be in English or in your first language, whichever. Maybe you're writing a note to say, please order more paper for me. Or it's an email asking when the next meeting is. It can be any kind of communication that you're writing to someone you work with. Okay. All right, let's move on to number 10, halfway. I can delegate, give work to others. All right, so this is the amount of work we need to do. And I can give you work. You do this part, you do this part. Are you comfortable letting people know what part they should do? If so, give yourself a 5. If you're usually, it's okay, 4. And if you've never had these experiences, just imagine how you would feel. Okay, halfway point. Now we move on to the second part, number 11. I'm good at handling employee complaints. So we can say handling or dealing. So imagine a coworker comes to you and complains about something. Are you okay with it? Can you keep calm and try to solve the situation? Again, if you've never had this happen, imagine how would you be in this kind of situation? Okay, write down your points. Here we go. Number 12. I'm comfortable telling someone what to do. Again, if you haven't done this, just imagine. So giving direction to someone. Okay, Bob, I need you to go to the store and buy paper clips for us, please. Oh, hey, Lisa, I need you to please complete that report by tomorrow. Thank you. Okay, so are you comfortable with that? Please decide. Moving on. 13. I know how to create goals and carry them out. So this means you can figure out what goal you or your company needs and then actually try to reach that goal. So maybe the goal is for your company to make more money. So you write down, my company needs to make more money. You think my company needs to make more money. And then you do some actions to actually make more money. Okay. Next, 14. I'm comfortable at implementing new techniques. Implementing means to put something into action. For example, imagine at a workplace, everybody does their job and writes reports using paper. Maybe the new technique is going to change all the paper into digital files. So that means you're letting everyone know and you yourself are changing things. Okay, our new thing is to take our paper-based reports and change them into digital-based. Let's do it. So you're actually going to do it. Let's go through that change. Are you comfortable with that? Please decide. 15. I enjoy evaluating someone's work and giving feedback. So assessing someone, looking at how they're doing and deciding, ooh, that was good, that needs improvement, and then telling them. So if you are, if that is something that you enjoy, please give yourself a 5. If you've never done it, just imagine how that would feel. Okay, we've got a few more to go. 16. If I make a mistake, I'll admit it and try to fix it. Yes, I made a mistake. Let me try and solve it. So if this is true for you, give yourself a 5 or whatever number you think is best for you. Okay, 17. I'm able to resolve conflict in the workplace. Resolve means solve or fix, and conflict is any kind of argument or disagreement between two groups or two people. So are you able to help people deal with their problems at work? Please decide. All right, we've got 18 here. I believe the workplace should have a variety of people, people of different genders, people of different ages, like that. Or do you think that everyone should be the same ages, same nationality? Please decide. Okay, we have 2 more. 19. I love when things change. It can be a small change, like instead of starting at 9 o'clock, maybe your boss has asked you to start work at 9:30 each day. Or it could be a big change. Maybe your business is moving to a new location, or you're changing your positions. Maybe you got a promotion. So please decide what number you are. Okay, last one. One of my greatest desires, hopes, wishes is to become a leader. Please decide if this is a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for you. Okay, so now you've answered all of the 20, and it's time for you to add up your points. Do a little bit of math. Okay, so now that you've figured out your score, let's take a look at what those numbers mean. If you have 50 points or higher, this means you either want to be a leader, you want to be a leader, and you believe that you have the ability to perform the tasks required of a leader. So you desire to be a leader, and you feel, I can do it. I have the skills, I have the ability, I have the knowledge to be a leader. Okay. Now, if you had 49 points or less, this means you don't want to be a leader. Or maybe it means that you believe you don't have the ability to perform the tasks required of a leader. Maybe you're feeling uncomfortable with the pressures of being a leader, or you think, no, I can't do it. So no matter what your score is, 99, 100, or 25 points, it doesn't mean you must be a leader. Really, it's your own choice to make. If you have this less than 49 points, that's fine. That's fine. If you decide that you want to get leadership qualities, great. You can work towards them. Okay. And one way to work towards them is to join our customer service class. Okay. So really importantly here, please don't be this kind of leader. Whatever leader you are, hopefully you're a good one, an effective one, a kind one. All right. So thank you for joining me. That's all I have for today.